Hey Gary and Jason, my name's James Preston, and I'm actually a pastor who is on his way to go marry somebody right now. 3-hour drive here in the beautiful South African roads, and so forgive the shaky video there. This is on my phone stand in my car, and our South African roads aren't the smoothest, but neither is this BMW. But anyway, I've just listened to episode 233 on the podcast. Absolutely loved it. Jason, wow, you really sparked a lot of thoughts there, and just wanted to answer your question of the day. So this is going to be a video comments. Just wanted to get it out on video while it's fresh in my mind, so that I don't forget about it when I try and type a response later in the YouTube comments. Gary, forgive me, I'm a bit of a lurker. I don't respond to the YouTube comments and the questions of the day too much. I've engaged with you a bit on Twitter and stuff, but that's about it. In fact, I did email you, I don't know, about a year ago, you and D-Rock. I don't know if you ever read that. But anyway, that's besides the point. So, Jason, let me answer your question of the day. How would you deal with, and what are the jobs for the coming revolution of AI that's going to take away a lot of jobs, especially drivers for now, and then obviously as AI develops going into the future, we're going to see more and more jobs become redundant. And obviously the closer we head towards the singularity, or just more and more jobs become redundant, we are going to find ourselves in an interesting situation whereby there will be very few jobs left. My response to that is, and my answer to that would be, firstly, the number one thing I would say is education. No, wait, let me I've got three things. I'm going to change the order. Number one would be the entertainment industry. The more jobs become redundant, the less the more time we will have, right? The more jobs become redundant, the more time people will have on their hands. And so instead of working, they're going to be wanting to entertain themselves. You know, it's like when the richer people become, or the closer they get to retirement, what do? They go play golf, and you know, they go on a holiday, vacation, etc. So the entertainment industry, and that is a whole that is a very broad prospect. You know, it includes the hospitality industry, the sex industry even, but for me it's the entertainment industry. So the entertainment industry is going to be revolutionized. I think we're going to see a lot of the monopolies. We have to see a lot of the monopolies, especially in Hollywood, come tearing down, especially with the likes of Vimeo and YouTube already allowing so many content creators to become so much more independent. But still, the likes of Disney, Sony, and so many other big Hollywood companies, they still tighten the screws on so many legal issues. We just have to look at, I think the company is VidAngel. Just have a look at what's going on there, and how Disney and all these big companies are suing them for their work, which is making films more family orientated, right? So those big industries have to come tearing down, but when they will, we're going to see more independent operators, and that's what we need. I think the entertainment industry is going to be key, because people are going to have so much more time on their hands in the next 50 to 100 years, could be closer. We are going to be needing to be entertained. There's going to be a greater need to be entertained. There's going to be a greater market for entertainment, and therefore we need better content creators. At the moment it's very amateurish. The stuff on Facebook is crap. You know, the Photoshop is just horrific. So we're going to need to educate people, and that's the second point. So the first point is the entertainment industry. I think we're going to see a lot of people move into the entertainment industry, become independent entertainment content creators, if you like, whether they are writers, filmmakers, actors, photographers, whatever. But then the second thing is a driver. What does a driver do who has all his life has only ever driven? he doesn't know anything else, you know, well, he's going to need to be educated. And I think the second thing is education. A lot of people are going to need new skills. So whether it be helping, maintaining these robots that are going to be running the world, you know, although the closer we get to the singularity, they'll be able to fix themselves, but that's another question, another philosophical question for another day. But the point is, all these people without jobs are going to need new skills. So we're going to have a mass of people without jobs who need new skills. Therefore, the education industry is going to have to change. So I think the two big things are, people need to go into the entertainment industry, and number two, people need to go into the education industry. So whether that is starting up a little college or a school or whatever, educating people to create content, or how to become a better photographer, how to become a better mixer, better editor, whatever. I think we're going to need a lot more schools, a lot more art schools and that kind of stuff, because people need new skills, etc. So those are the two big things, entertainment industry, and number two, the education industry. And then thirdly, I think the third thing is, there's 7 billion people on the planet. The reality is 7 billion people are not going to go away, right? The jobs may go away, but the people won't. Those 7 billion people still need to be fed. So while the education industry and the entertainment industry is going to explode, the food industry is going to stay the same and increase as people, as the population increases. But on that, I think what we are going to see, but we certainly need, is a return, and we're already seeing that amongst the health conscious group of people. The health conscious market is going back to the source, right? The source of our food on our table. And I think, and this kind of links with the education thing, we're going to need more schools, more courses, how to grow your own, and not just grow, but sustain yourself completely. Because if you don't have a job, you know, your main expenses are rent, electricity, water, and what's the other one? Electricity, water, rent, and it's slipped my mind right now, but you know, medical, I guess. And then after that, it's food. So food you can take care of if you can somehow figure out, you know, I'm talking about if you're not earning money, you know, you don't have a job anymore. If you can some way figure out how to sort out your rent, etc. If you can grow your own good food, then you technically don't need a job. And I think that's where we're going. And it doesn't necessarily mean every single person on the planet needs to have their own vegetable garden or whatever. But I certainly think there's something in that. I think we are going to see a lot more people return to, and whether it's communities like even every high-rise building in New York City, for instance. I mean, what do we do? You know, have this argument, and then you've got places like Shanghai, Beijing, Tokyo, Sao Paulo, New York City, all the big cities where there's no space for farming and agriculture. Either people are going to have to move back to the countryside, or the high-rise buildings are going to need to dedicate at least another floor to a common garden area, whereby you don't just grow organic vegetables, but hey, people are meat eaters. You can have your own chickens that are laying eggs, etc. And obviously, being in Africa, I have a little bit of background knowledge to this, because we're trying to feed millions of people here in South Africa who are undernourished and don't have work. So first priority is, instead of trying to get them a job, is sustain themselves, give them means by which they can sustain themselves. And there are incredible programs around the world where people can grow their own produce perfectly healthily, keep their own chickens, again, healthily, etc. They can basically sustain themselves completely. Meat, vegetables, fruit, etc. in their own little small garden space. And I think there's something there. I don't know exactly what it is. I have a little bit more insight, and I can see a lot more how the entertainment industry and the education industry can be honed for this coming revolution. But the food industry and sort of self-growing, self-sustaining movement, I don't have it nailed down, but I think there's something there as well, and that's probably more 50 to 100 years out. So anyway, that's my answer. Those three things right there: the entertainment industry, the education industry, and the self-sustaining food industry. Those three things I think are going to be the key areas when AI takes away all our jobs. I hope that answered your question. It was a bloody long answer. I do apologize. I hope it made sense, and keep up the great work. Absolutely love Ask Gary V. Absolutely love your work, Gary Vaynerchuk. And please, if you ever come to South Africa, do not go through anyone else. You email me, Gary, okay? You email me, james@legacylevers.co.za. Do not if somebody invites you, you say, I already have a guy, I've got a contact, I will get you around South Africa. I'll give you a 4-city tour, right, of South Africa, but you probably don't have time, so I'll give you one city, Johannesburg. I will give you one city. Come on, dude. And you go through me, james@legacylevers.co.za. okay? Thanks for listening, guys. I hope this has given you some insight, and you can check me out, legacylevers.co.za, where I philosophize about life. Cool. Thanks again, Jason. That was an incredible episode. Loved having you on there. Keep up the great work, everyone. Ciao for now.